being humble, let me get to it. That motivation music, get control of your life, don't let nobody else do it. Cause we're not gonna have Metro S550s cruising. Feel like you winning on the ground.
Yes, sir. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to The Run with me, Manny Wilson, all the way from Detroit to Chicago to your speakers and headphones. I appreciate you tuning in to the first interactive sports podcast, a community that makes sure your voice is heard. So if you hear something you agree with, you disagree with, you like or you dislike, go ahead, shoot us a quick take on our voicemail line, 219-413-9405. And of course, we will play it back next on our episode or on our next episode. And then speaking of episodes, shout out to SeatGeek for sponsoring this episode. Get $20 off your first ticket purchase when you use the promo code @TheRunPodcast. This ticket purchase only, or this code only applies to first-time users on the mobile app or website. So I don't know about you, but my Tigers been rolling. We coming back from the All-Star break. This is when it really gets good. Works for concerts, all of that stuff too. So definitely check it out there. And then, man, we got some stuff going on with Bradley Beal of the Phoenix Suns, or should I say the LA Clippers. Brad Beal is now signing a deal with the Los Angeles Clippers. Man, so he was bought out by the Phoenix Suns, and then now he's going to join the Clippers on a 2-year, $11 million deal with the player option after clearing all those waivers and stuff with the Suns. So this helps the Suns because now they have some flexibility with, team finances, and also too, they can have some first round and second round options with those draft picks that they traded previously. So it helps them out. And then obviously for the Clippers, they get a Bradley Beal. Now, when I seen this trade initially, I'm not going to lie to y'all, some people were hype about it. This trade did not move me at all. Not one bit. Truth be told. The only reason I made this segment just because I had to talk a little bit about it and, the irony of it. Because, Brad Beal, and maybe he does still have some stuff left in the tank. Maybe he doesn't. But initially, when I seen this trade, the first thing that crossed my mind was, oh, okay, Bradley Beal to the Clippers to go play with Kawhi Leonard, James Harden, and the rest of the guys over there who are great, talented players, a lot of great role players over there. And I'm like, this is dope. But maybe 10 years ago, this would have been a hit with Kawhi, Harden, and Bradley Beal. Or maybe even 5 years ago, I would have been excited about Kawhi, James Harden, and Bradley Beal all on the same team with some great role players around them. But right now, all I can think of seeing is doubtful and day-to-day injuries being reported from this roster with Kawhi Leonard, James Harden, and Bradley Beal. Kawhi clearly showed what he can do last year. Harden has shown what he can do over the past few years. Both of those guys are still playing at an elite level. Bradley Beal is possibly still going to come back and play at an elite level. Who knows? But even if he does, the Clippers, it never seems to matter. Even if they have the most talented roster on paper ever, for some weird reason that's out there, they can never, ever get it done. For probably the past, since Kawhi has been there, they've had the best roster multiple times. You could argue that they had an elite top roster in the NBA since Kawhi has been there, but yet they have nothing to show for it. I don't know why it never works out. I've been saying this is the wrong side of LA, and it's been shown. A lot of injuries on this side, a lot of, it's just the wrong side of LA, man. It's the wrong side. Nothing good happens on this side of LA, apparently. And then I think like the roster standpoint, okay, yeah, you got your big three duo or dynamic duo trio, I should say. You got your trio, your big three trio between Kawhi, Brad Beal, James Harden. And then you actually have a lot of other talent on this roster here. And this is the elite team on paper, but that's just what they are every single year. That's what they are every offseason. They're an elite team on paper. Because looking at what this team has right now, okay, yeah, James Harden at the 1, Brad Beal at the 2, Kawhi Leonard at the 3, John Collins, who's a great player, Zubac, who's a great player. And then you look at the backups, Chris Dunn, Bogdanovich, Derrick Jones Jr., Nicholas Batum, Brook Lopez. Come on, man. Out of the 10 guys on this team, they are stacked. So when I'm looking at this, I'm like, all right, Ty Lue, What are you doing? You have no excuse. You have zero excuses for not going to the finals, not going back to the finals, not going on a deep playoff run. Because at this point, I'm putting Ty Lue in the same conversation as Doc Rivers if he don't make something happen in this whole Kawhi Leonard with the Clippers era. Because he's had multiple chances. He had multiple talented rosters that should have been in the finals multiple times, but yet we never see anything come from it. So at this point, yes, Ty Lue, yeah, he coached LeBron and he's got his championship over there in Cleveland and stuff, but so does Doc Rivers. Doc Rivers coached Ray Allen, Kevin Garnett, and Paul Pierce and Rondo, all of them with the Boston Celtics. He had his time too where he looked like a good coach. Ty Lue, if you don't get it together with this roster, if something doesn't happen with this roster on Ty Lue's team, I'm going to begin to put him in them Doc Rivers conversations, because there's no other excuse of why you aren't seeing success when you got this much talent on your team year in and year out. Every year. I mean, you had Kawhi, Paul George, and James Harden. Now you had Westbrook at one point. Now you got Paul George, Kawhi, and Brad Beal. Hell, even just Paul George or even just Kawhi and James Harden on the same team. Even that is just more than enough to go on some sort of playoff runs. And I know Kawhi has been hurt and stuff, which is a big reason for this. But even without Kawhi, this team is not garbage. If Kawhi said, you know what, I'm not going to play all next season. Chris Dunn, Bogdanovich, Derrick Jones Jr., Batum, and Lopez coming off the bench is more than enough. You got starters there with John Collins and Zubac and Brad Beal. That's more than enough, even if Kawhi was like, I'm not going to play at all. So I look at this roster, and from the way it's constructed, it is, a nice, talented team. It looks like, okay, they're going to do something come playoff time. But this has been a reoccurring thing year in and year out, season after season. So I struggle with this. I struggle believing in the Clippers and believing that the Clippers will actually make something happen come playoff time. Now, I'm hoping that that's the case, but again, man, I'm starting to run out of excuses for why the Clippers can't get it done in a postseason. And regardless of the injuries, they've always had talent on this team. Whether it was bench guys, whether it was other starters on this team, they haven't been scrubs just surrounding Harden and Kawhi. That has not been the case at all. So I'm running out of excuses. But anyway, look, man, this team, it'll be something to watch. Hopefully we see Brad Beal have a great season, man. I would love to actually see Brad Beal come in and ball out. I know a lot of people get into that argument of, well, Brad Beal, he needs to hang it up. He's washed. Oh, the Suns stunt was just kind of weird, and he didn't make anything happen when he was over in Phoenix. So Brad Beal need to hang it up. He's done for. He's cooked. He's old. All of these narratives come out about Bradley Beal. But truthfully, when he's in a game, I mean, we haven't really seen him get a fair shot in the past few seasons, obviously coming since the injury, I should say, because when he was injured in DC, obviously that was a different story. But coming back, I mean, we're yet to really see him go crazy. So I'm curious to see how he'll fit in with other stars of James Harden and Kawhi Leonard, especially with James Harden being such a facilitator in this point in his career. I'm curious to see what goes down, see what kind of role he can play, see if it's a efficient role. I would love to see him go out there and get buckets, though, because a lot of people forget, man, Bradley Beal, I mean, no matter what people see in these few years of him coming off the injury, he's no scrub. Brad Beal is no scrub at all. That needs to be understood. So it could be either way. I think it's going to be good for the Clippers because they have a solid roster. But if Brad Beal comes back and he is hooping, it could get really, really nasty. But again, I say this every time Clippers make a big trade. So what do I know at this point? I don't want to buy into the hype. We just got to watch and see exactly what happens here. So anyway, look, man, I got a side note here. And this side note is going to be, pertaining to the MLB here. And, the MLB, man, they really hit it out the park with the All-Star break. Now, the home run derby was super cool. Shout out to Cal Riley, the home run derby winner. He balled out, did his thing. He's been on a tear all season. He's actually on a phenomenal season in the first half of the season. So I'm expecting a lot from him coming back this second half of the season for him. So also, but the thing that stood out was truly the All-Star Game. The All-Star Game was a hit, man. Now, I was loving it because The game was a little slow to start off. Genuinely speaking, it was kind of slow, and then did pick back up at times, and then the end, it really, really, really picked up big time. And the swing off is ultimately the thing where I'm like, man, they got to keep this swing off. Now, the swing off, look, I loved it. And I loved it so much, I contemplated making an argument to incorporate it in the regular season. Honestly, I'm like, this is just crazy. I loved it from an all-star standpoint. However, the only thing I dislike about the swing off is the name. I don't know who the hell came up with this name, swing off. They knocked it out the park with the way they constructed how the swing off was going to happen, picking 3 guys to, hit homers and whoever has the most at the end. I loved everything about it besides the name. Who the hell came up with swing off? To me, just a little too close to what Diddy had going on and all of that stuff. Look, they don't need to associate themselves with that. So I'm like, all right, like I get it. You need a name for it. It's probably happening super quick, but I'm like, look, all right, let me just see what online can give me, what type of names AI can give me. So I search it up. I'm like, all right, instead of naming this event on or after, the All-Star Game, and if it goes to the swing offs, instead of keeping that name swing offs, please change that name, because it's just too close to other things going on in the world. Someone people know named Diddy and his freak offs. So I searched up some different names, and I'm like, all right, you could have used the walk-off round. Nice and simple, the walk-off round. You could go slugger smash off. A little crazy, but still works out. I mean, it still sounds better than swing offs when you talk about Diddy freak offs. I just kind of want to avoid offs in general when we're talking about finding names for certain elements of the game. So slugger smash off is a little crazy, but you could say slugger smash round. Anything. Another one, backyard bombs. Simple, nice, simple, easy going, quick. The Dinger Derby. Another easy one. All of those is so much better than the swing off. I can't do that, bro. The swing off is just crazy to me. I mean, I love the element of that being added, but that's just so crazy to me. It was amazing from an entertaining standpoint, but please, just next year, just change the name a little bit, man. You really don't want yourself to be associated with that. You could have just had it, the walk-off round. As simple as that, bro. It's that simple. But anyway, I really did love that, man. I enjoyed that part of, the baseball All-Star break, the MLB All-Star break, man. But I thought the game was good. And I also didn't like that people were dressed up and leaving early. That was weird because we missed a prime slot of having some real heavy hitters step up to the plate and kind of go against each other and see who gave the most homers. Like, we missed the Ohtani and Judge type of thing. Like, this was... guys left early, and it sucks. You don't really want to make anything required because it is supposed to be the break, All-Star break, but also it's kind of annoying that was the case. So I don't know. We'll see. But look, man, we're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to jump into some more stuff. So Shane Gills, he hosted the ESPYs, and, he had some controversial jokes. So we're going to see if they were actually funny, if they weren't, if they were controversial, if it wasn't. So don't go anywhere. We're going to be right back. It's halftime. Oh, the swing off. I can't stand behind that name. I really hope they change it. I don't know if they will, but I really hope they change that name. I can't with that name. That's a wild one. All right. That is now what I was trying to do. Boom. All right, let's get into it. All right, man. So look, as I mentioned, Shane Gills, he's a comedian. He was hosting the ESPYs, sports awards, and he had a lot of jokes. Some of them people found controversial. Some of them people thought was funny. And I just want to kind of look at a couple different things here to see if it was funny, if it wasn't. Now, I hope I don't get flagged for this because, I'm still new to the whole putting everything on YouTube and all of that with the sounds. But we will see. I mean, here we go. All right. This was a skit. Now, I don't know nothing about the skit, but it was a skit about the tush push. Anybody... I'm not going to start with the skit. Actually, whatever. You just got to tune in on YouTube if you listen to the podcast version. It might still be funny. Let's hear it. Here it is. Let's do it.
From the makers of Draft Day, Air, and other movies your dad watches on planes.
How do you get stuffed at the one 3 times? Do I need a new center?
No, we need new coaches.
Damn.
Comes the true story of a real game changer.
Gentlemen, fighting is not the answer. Winning is the answer.
Who the hell are you?
Well, hold on, coach. Let him speak.
You guys are getting stuffed. Can't get short yardage. Football's a game of inches. Right now, you guys aren't getting those inches. But I have a play. Been dreaming about it my whole life. It requires the entire offense acting as one.
Yeah.
A play that cannot be stopped.
Hell yeah. Yeah. Come on, coach.
One team,
One team.
one heartbeat. You guys want to hear about the play? You guys want to hear the play? All right. Picture this. You're going to line up at center, all right? JT, you're going to line up right behind him. We're going to get 2 guys behind you. This is where the play gets good. At the snap, you dive right into his butt.
What? No, I don't.
And then both those guys behind him are going to grab him by the hips and shove him even harder into your butt.
No, I don't.
All right.
That doesn't even sound like a good idea.
Hold
That
on.
hurts.
Let him cook. Let him cook.
Then we're going to pull, maybe a tackle, maybe a tight end. Get more meat
More
behind you.
players?
More meat. Think about it. 10 guys barging right into your back door.
I can't. Is that even a legal play?
All right.
Yes.
That doesn't make sense, man. That's not how I play football.
You guys play losing football. You want to win? We're going to ride your butt right to the championship.
Can you draw it up?
Behold, my masterpiece. It's 10 dreamers, 10 guys working together as one unit. Each one of those arrows represents your friends and your buddies for
Oh my
life.
gosh.
Shoving right in you for a common goal. Driving. Get under the cheeks. Explode.
No, man. Hey, can I take my claps back?
I like it.
Shut up, JT.
I need it like a JT. I got news for you. You're getting pounded too.
Oh my gosh.
This is my fault. This went a different way than I thought it was going to go.
Don't you guys even want to know what it's called?
I mean, does it have a cool name?
Tush Push. Origins.
The weaker, softer teams are going to have to get together and vote against it like cowards. Can you imagine being a football team and going and complaining about a play working too well? That's what's going to happen. Pathetic, right?
That is silly.
Hey, I'm here with Coach Sirianni. Coach, did you come up with that play?
Yeah, as a staff, we did. Yeah,
It's kind of weird that you guys did that, right?
Oh, he
Exactly
got
how you just showed it.
Sirianni out here. No way, he got him on camera too. That's crazy. I wasn't expecting that part, but damn, and the fact that he said he came up with that play. Now it makes me think if that's how he came up with it. Like, all right, we really gotta, you push your that's crazy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you must be a football genius to come up with a play like that.
we got these big guys behind me right here that
Yo, hey, yo.
does that pushing.
Hey, that is crazy.
My bad, Coach.
Oh man! All right, that one was silly. That was kind of funny, man. I like that one. I didn't know how funny the tush push skit was, and it started off where I didn't think it was gonna be. It started off kind of slow. I was like, all right, it's not gonna really be funny, whatever. Like it's lame, like But no, it got funny. It got funny. All right, I gotta grab my charger. Dog, I done lost the earbud thing. Damn, I'm gonna have to switch headphones at some point. Whatever. Damn, yeah, it's gone. Look at that. Look at that. Sick. It got to be somewhere though. That's the crazy part about it. Like it ain't no way it went that far. Ain't no way. Ain't. Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. No way it went that far, bro. It got to be like whatever. All right. Damn, it's like I'm not gonna make a bad joke, but it feels weird. It's lopsided. All right, well, whatever. We'll go one. Yeah, I'm not gonna make that bad joke. Y'all not about to get me. I ain't about to be caught up like Shane Gills. All right, all right. Here's another one. Let's see what this was here. Like obviously you can read it, but let's hear it. Let's see what he was talking about.
Four-time WNBA All-Star Brittany Hicks is here. Give it up for Brittany, everybody. I'm joking around. That's my friend's wife. I knew none of you knew WNBA players.
That was kind of fun.
That's crazy. You clap for that.
That was cool. Here we go. All right. I did read this.
Joe Rogan actually wanted me to be here to host this award show so that I could capture Adam Silver because Joe thinks he's an alien. And Donald Trump wanted me to be here to capture Juan Soto for the same reason.
That's crazy.
It's an alien joke.
Crazy
what boot up there, dude. Shut up. Joe Rogan actually wanted me to be here to host this award show so that I could capture Adam Silver because
crazy.
Joe thinks he's.
That's an insane joke. That one's definitely controversial, but I thought it was funny. And for the sports world, it's low-key kind of funny. Especially, it's kind of funny. I can see why some people mad, but whatever. I thought it was kind of funny. All right, and then here's a full one.
Hell yeah, bro.
Let's see.
And now everybody sitting around him is in foul trouble.
That's GA.
Megan Rapinoe could not make it tonight. Nice. No, we're gonna pretend she's a good time. All right.
That one went straight over my head.
John Jones and Nate Diaz are here. Hell yeah. I had a couple drinks with those guys last night at the hotel, and it was terrifying. Donald Trump wants to stage a UFC fight on the White House lawn. The last time he staged a fight in D.C., Mike Pence almost died.
That one, all right.
All right. No, you don't have to do that. It was fine. I didn't write it. Actually, there was supposed to be an Epstein joke here, but I just got deleted.
I like that one, though.
Itself, right?
That one's cool.
Probably never existed, actually. Let's move on as a country and ignore that.
Yeah, that one's cool. That was funny.
The New York Knicks had a great season. Yeah, hell yeah. Karl Anthony Towns is here. Hey, girl.
Yeah, that was silly.
Max Crosby is here. Max, I hope you had a good Juneteenth, brother.
I get it.
Well, that guy's weird. Four-time WNBA All-Star Brittany Hicks is here. Give it up for Brittany, everybody.
That's the one we just seen.
I'm joking around. That's my friend's wife. I knew none of you knew WNBA players.
Yeah, that was silly.
That's crazy. You clap for that. Simone Biles is here. Yeah, hell yeah. It's not bad. Simone Biles is 4'8" and has 7 gold medals. She's short and has a lot of gold. When she's not competing, she leads a quiet life at the base of a rainbow.
That one's kind of lame.
It's a leprechaun joke.
That was lame.
If you tell Simone a riddle and she can't answer it, she has to give you all of her gold medals. That was the best one. Joe Rogan actually wanted me to be here to host this award show so that I could capture Adam Silver because Joe thinks he's an alien. And Donald Trump wanted me to be here to capture Juan Soto for the same reason.
That was funny. I like that one too.
What are you booed up there, dude? Shut up. Aaron Rodgers did not take the vaccine because he predicted it would be bad for him. And then he joined the New York Jets.
Maybe
he wasn't right about everything.
Some of these are they're like funny, but I don't know. They're like kind of corny too, bro. Like I Yeah, it's only been a couple where I'm like it's really, really funny. Like where anybody could tell that joke and I could laugh. But he's also a funny person, so it makes me laugh. But I don't know. It's okay. It's okay. It's like some of them just kind of corny. Like I feel like they could have made the Simone Biles joke a little more funny. But obviously, like they probably didn't want to say anything too controversial. Like, but I think that in terms of the Simone Biles joke, they probably should have went at her husband, like kind of make a joke about him being in the NFL and just being Simone Biles' husband. Like, if anything, that could have been more so the joke than a leprechaun joke. Like that was just lame to me. Like it wasn't really funny. So I don't know. I feel like they could have went in a different direction. But let's see. Let's see what else.
Shedeur Sanders had his jersey number retired at Colorado this year, and people are saying it's because of nepotism, because of his father, and it's not. It's because he went 13-12 over his career, and he almost won the Alamo Bowl.
Dude, that's not funny.
Definitely not nepotism, right? All right.
That's just
a big year for the WNBA. I love Caitlin Clark. Yeah, hell yeah. Caitlin Clark, she and I have a lot in common. We're both whites from the Midwest who have nailed a bunch of threes.
That one's funny. That one is hilarious.
There you go. Lighten up a little. This is not serious. We'll see about this one. When Caitlin Clark retires from the WNBA, she's going to work at a Waffle House so she can continue doing what she loves most, fist fighting black women.
That was kind of funny. It could have been better though.
Yeah.
It could have been better though. See, like I feel like it was funny, but they like played it safe. They could have went. Some jokes you do have to go over top to make it funny. So for that one, it was funny, but it could have made it it could have went even more over top to make it funny. But it was cool. It was.
Who yelled? Drewski? Thank you, bro. Oh, John Jones. Yeah. What are you, nut jobs over there? Hell yeah.
I'm still looking for
Shohei Ohtani couldn't make it tonight. Man, I hope his interpreter didn't bet that he was going to be here.
Yes.
Shohei is a once-in-a-generation talent. No one's been able to do what he does at so many positions, pitcher, hitter, and bookie. A bookie is what Bill Belichick reads to his girlfriend before bedtime.
That was kind of funny. That was kind of funny.
They do. They read The Very Horny Caterpillar.
That's crazy.
The Little Engine That Could But Needed a Pill First. And of course, the classic Goodnight Boobs. That was my favorite one.
That was
I'm not trashing Bill Belichick. First off, he's 73 years old and he's dating a hot 24-year-old, and people are criticizing him. What happened to this country? It used to be a great country. He won 6 Super Bowls. Yeah. He's dating a hot 24-year-old. Maybe if you guys won 6 Super Bowls, you wouldn't be sitting next to a fat, ugly dog wife.
That's not funny. It's not funny.
Do it. I don't. This is Disney. They allowed that. Yeah, I'm going to tell you a story. I was at
It's not funny.
Yeah, we should have taken that out. I had
maybe it went over my head. I don't know.
All week. Actually, it was a good year for me in sports. I went to Notre Dame, went to the national title. I was at the go Irish. I was at the Eagles game, the Super Bowl when they won, and it was not go Birds. Yeah, go Birds. Yeah. But I was down there. I'm just gonna tell you a story real quick. It's not a good joke. I was it was halftime of the game, and we looked up and you could see Donald Trump. He was sitting in the suite, like at the 50-yard line. You couldn't see him, but you could see like his silhouette. You know what I mean? He was just. Also, can we stop pretending Donald Trump knows ball? It's like a weird thing where they're like, man, he loves sports. He doesn't know anything about sports. Every time a team comes and visits the White House, he's like, and you must be the guy who catches. It's like, look at these guys, big guys, black guys. And that's just when the New York Liberty visited. They didn't visit. That's just a joke.
That was kind of funny.
But
it started off.
But it was halftime, and we looked up and we saw Trump. I was with my buddy, and I was like, we should just sneak up there and try to meet him. And we did. We got into his suite, which turns out it's pretty easy to get access. to Donald Trump, which is probably why he keeps getting shot all the time. We just got right in there. But we're in there. He doesn't know why, but there's a line of people.
Hey, yo, that one was funny. That one to me, that was low-key kind of funny. Especially because it's the controversial of like, did he actually get shot? Did he not? Like, that was kind of funny.
He's just shaking hands with everybody, and I was at the end of the line. But also, I took a picture with him, and I posted it, and people got upset about that. What the hell? He's the president. If Osama bin Laden was in the suite, I would have been like, yeah, you're crazy.
Hey, yo, that was kind of funny, too. I like that.
He's shaking hands with everybody, and it's very funny. Trump does this thing whenever he meets somebody for the first time, even if he doesn't know him. He gives them, like, a crazy compliment. It's kind of nice. Like, he got to the guy next to me, and he was like, look at you, you're beautiful. And then he got to me, and he was like, look at you, you're huge. I was like, thank you, Mr. President. But he shook my hand, he stood next to me. So I'm just, I was at the end of the line, so there's no one else for him to shake hands with. So he's just standing next. I got to hear him breathe for like a minute, just standing next to me, just. And then his daughter, Ivanka, walked over to us, which, by the way, so hot. She walked over, and it was halftime of the Super Bowl. I was hammered. I was like, hello. Your dad just said I was huge. So now it's me, Trump, and Ivanka. They're not talking to me, obviously, but I can overhear what they're saying. And Trump goes, Ivanka, how would you like to meet the president of soccer? And sure enough, the president of FIFA soccer was also in the suite with us. He was getting like nachos. And Donald Trump just looks at him and goes, you. And the guy put his plate down and walked straight to us. And then Donald Trump didn't even look at him. He just kept talking to his daughter, and he goes, this is the president of soccer. And they gave us the World Cup, and they did that because of me. And then he walked out of the room. It was just me and the president of FIFA looking at each other like...
All right, this is not funny.
That was crazy.
Oh, let's hear it.
That was a dumb thing to say. It was crazy. That was crazy, being in that room. It's crazy to be in this room with so many legends. You guys are awesome. Oscar Robertson, that's awesome. Sugar Ray Leonard's here. Hell yeah. Sugar Ray, you're the man, but in 10 years, Jake Paul is going to try to knock you out, so take it easy. There's one thing I want to say before I get out of here, and this is a dumb joke. You guys aren't going to like it, but it's just a Norm Macdonald joke that I loved when he hosted the ESPYs, and I'm going to do it now. Travis Hunter won the Heisman Trophy this year. He's the first defensive player since Charles Woodson to win the Heisman. Congratulations, Travis Hunter, winning the Heisman. That's something they can never take away from you, unless you kill your wife and a waiter. In which case, they can take that away from you. Well, see, a lot of you don't like me, and that's okay.
I think that went over my head. I think that last one definitely went over. I need to go back and play it again. Just that last one.
There's one thing I want to say before I get out of here, and this is a dumb joke. You guys aren't going to like it, but it's just a Norm Macdonald joke that I loved when he hosted the ESPYs, and I'm going to do it now. Travis Hunter won the Heisman Trophy this year. He's the first defensive player since Charles Woodson to win the Heisman. Congratulations, Travis Hunter, winning the Heisman. That's something they can never take away from you, unless you kill your wife and a waiter, in which case they can take that away from you. Well, see, a lot of you don't like me, and that's okay.
I think a lot of people probably just didn't understand it. Like, I know Charles Woodson won a Heisman, but was this something where, like, am I missing something? I probably just don't know ball as well as I thought. Maybe who knows? But let me see, because let me see for Charles Woodson. Let's see if it was something. See if he got it taken away. Who knows? Okay, of course he's gonna say. There's no evidence. Okay, I'm gonna just read it out loud. Charles Woodson Heisman Trophy was not taken away. There's no evidence that he was ineligible for the award due to any violations during his time at University of Michigan. Heisman Trophy. Okay, yeah, whatever. What? Yeah, I don't really get that joke. I ain't gonna lie to you. So if you know it, if you understand it, please let me know. Even I put Chicaros. Is it like an issue with murder? Let's see, Charles Woodson murder. Victor Charles. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I ain't getting really no information here. In 2011, Charles F. Let me get along with. Okay, so it must have just been something else then. Okay. All right, now we getting so it's not that Charles Woodson. Now we getting somewhere. It's let's see. Yeah, I don't know, man. I ain't gonna lie. Let's see. Flintman. Oh, this is a different Charles Woodson. Okay, so this not even the Hall of this not Michigan Charles Woodson. This is a different Charles Woodson. I feel like if you ever got to go too far into a joke, if you got to do all of this for a joke, it just don't need to be said because it probably ain't that funny. I don't think the audience nor a lot of people online was that educated enough or old enough to know what this joke actually really meant, at least the last joke. So I don't know. To me, it's an L on that last joke. I thought it was pretty cool all around, like beforehand. Though I thought it was funny for the most part. It was cool. Some jokes they could have left out. Whoever wrote them, they could have kept them out. But it was cool though. It wasn't. It definitely wasn't bad. I'll put it that way. Other than that, look, man, that's all we got. So I appreciate you if you've been kicking it, you've been hanging around, you've been listening, watching. And yeah, it's about to be the weekend. So I'm gonna leave you up with a positive note. It's just gonna be as simple as be positive, man. You know, listen to some positive things, read some positive things, look at some positive things, watch positive things. You know, you gotta think positive and be positive before you can, or you gotta think positive, look positive, listen positive, read positive before you can actually be positive. So I'm gonna leave that as a positive note. So if you do get a little down sometimes, you know, just maybe say, all right, let me try and read something that's positive. Let me listen to something that's positive this time. So I would say I'm gonna leave it at that. Other than that, man, look, that's all I got for you guys. I greatly appreciate you for tuning in and hanging with me the full episode. Enjoy the weekend, man. And we will be back later on next week, and so on and so on and so on.